Imagine waking up tomorrow with everything you've ever wanted already in your life. The house you dream about, the financial freedom you crave, the relationships that light up your soul. What would that feel like? Now, think about this for a moment. Why is it that some people seem to effortlessly attract everything they desire, while others feel like they're constantly chasing, but never catching up? What if I told you the reason is not a matter of luck, talent, or circumstance, but simply how we're viewing reality and the assumptions we hold about ourselves and the world? This journey of understanding the law of assumption has completely transformed not just how I manifest my desires, but how I experience life itself. When I first learned about Neville Goddard's teachings, it was as if a veil had been lifted from my eyes. I had spent years trying to manifest with the traditional law of attraction, believing that I needed to attract something external to me in order to experience abundance. I was looking outside of myself for confirmation that I was worthy or deserving of my desires. But all along, the truth was much simpler and more empowering. You see, the law of assumption isn't about attracting things from the universe. It's about assuming that everything you desire is already yours. And when you assume something is true, your entire being begins to align with that assumption. Your actions, thoughts, and energy shift, and naturally, your world reflects this new internal state. It's not magic, it's simply the way the universe works. The external world is a reflection of your inner state. This means that in order to change your life, you don't have to change anything out there. All you need to do is shift your assumptions about yourself and your world. Let me give you an example of how this works. Picture this. You've always dreamed of owning a home. It's been on your vision board for years, and you've put in the work to save, to plan, and to prepare. But something feels missing. You try to attract the perfect home into your life, but no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to make it happen. The universe doesn't seem to be cooperating. Then one day, you decide to shift your thinking. You stop asking for the home. You stop trying to attract it. Instead, you begin to assume that the house is already yours. You feel what it would be like to wake up in that home every morning, to step out onto your porch and breathe in the fresh air, to enjoy the space you've always wanted. You begin to feel the joy, the peace, and the sense of accomplishment, as if it's happening right now, in the present moment. And here's the key: when you assume that it's already yours, your subconscious mind begins to align with that assumption. Your thoughts and emotions start to shift. You no longer operate from a place of lack or wanting, but from a place of fulfillment and gratitude. As a result, your external circumstances begin to change. Opportunities to make that dream a reality show up where they never did before. Maybe you discover a new way to generate extra income, or you find a perfect home that fits all your criteria in a place you hadn't even considered. The universe rearranges itself to align with your new assumption. The external world cannot help but reflect back to you the truth you hold within. I've seen this work time and time again. And this isn't just limited to physical possessions. I've manifested incredible relationships, health, and opportunities just by assuming they were already in my life. The universe doesn't differentiate between what you desire. Whether it's a material object, a new job, or a fulfilling relationship, your assumption about what you deserve is what ultimately shapes your reality. The catch, though, is that most people don't believe they deserve what they desire, or they doubt that it's possible. But that's just another assumption. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it allows you to shift even the most deeply ingrained beliefs. Let's talk about that for a moment. The deeply ingrained beliefs that many of us hold about ourselves and our potential. These beliefs often stem from childhood, from society, and from the people around us who told us what we could and couldn't do. The truth is that these beliefs are not fixed. They are assumptions that we've internalized over time. And here's the most exciting part. Just as you can change your assumptions about the world around you, you can change your assumptions about yourself. This is the most powerful shift you can make. If you believe you are unworthy of success, love, or abundance, that's simply an assumption you've made. You can choose to let go of that assumption and replace it with one that serves you. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are capable of achieving everything you desire. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. That all sounds good in theory, but how do I make it work? How do I begin to shift my assumptions and truly live from that place? The answer is simple, but requires consistency. The first thing you need to do is identify the assumptions that are holding you back. What are the beliefs you've been holding onto that no longer serve you? Maybe you believe that you have to work hard to be successful, or that money doesn't grow on trees. Perhaps you've been told that love is something you have to chase or earn. Whatever your limiting beliefs are, they are simply assumptions. They are not facts. They are simply the result of what you've been taught or what you've experienced in the past. Once you identify these assumptions, it's time to start replacing them. And here's where it gets fun. You can consciously choose new assumptions. If you've been assuming that money is scarce, start assuming that money is abundant and flows easily into your life. If you've been assuming that love is difficult to find, start assuming that love is easy and natural for you. You don't need to see the evidence of this assumption in your physical world just yet. In fact, this is where many people get stuck. They expect their external reality to change immediately, and when it doesn't, they abandon the practice. But this isn't about seeing to believe. It's about believing to see. Start with small shifts. Begin to practice assuming the best. Assume that things will go in your favor. Assume that people will treat you with respect and kindness. Assume that opportunities will present themselves. As you begin to do this, you'll start to notice changes. It won't happen overnight, but over time, your assumptions will shape your reality in ways you never expected. Another key part of this process is persistence. Just like you don't expect to see immediate results when you start a new habit, you must also allow time for your assumptions to take root. Think about the process of planting a seed. You don't see the results right away, but with consistent care and attention, that seed will eventually grow into a plant. Your assumptions work the same way. The more you focus on your new assumptions, the more your reality will begin to shift to match them. And I promise you this, once you make this shift, once you start assuming that everything you desire is already yours, your life will begin to unfold in ways you couldn't have imagined. I've seen it happen in my own life and the lives of countless others. The law of assumption isn't just a concept, it's a way of life. It's a powerful tool that allows you to take control of your reality and consciously create the life you've always dreamed of. Now, I know that there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when your old beliefs try to creep back in, and you might feel like nothing is changing. But don't give up. Stay persistent. Keep assuming the best. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes it takes a little time for the changes to become apparent in your physical reality. But trust me, they are happening. Your assumptions are shaping your life every single day. You are the creator of your reality. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, fate, or luck. You have the power within you to manifest anything you desire. The key is to assume that it is already yours. Assume success, assume abundance, assume love, and assume that the best is yet to come. When you do this, your life will begin to reflect these assumptions in the most miraculous ways. So, what's the next step for you? Will you begin to apply the law of assumption in your life? Will you start assuming that everything you desire is already yours? The choice is yours, and I know that when you embrace this power, your life will never be the same.